Well, this week marks the 12th year of Rare Disease Week on Capitol Hill. It has inspired hundreds of advocates to come out annually and raise awareness about policy proposals and illnesses that need our attention. Tonight, we are diving deeper into one of those rare diseases called Jordan syndrome. What is it? The research efforts underway. Joining me to discuss all this, Carole Bakhos, Executive Director of Jordan's Guardian Angels. Carole, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to tell our story.
So I know a lot of people are not familiar with Jordan syndrome. What is it? Who does it target the most? I know some of the characterizing symptoms are developmental issues in children. Can you kind of just break this down for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jordan syndrome is a rare genetic mutation. It's typically de novo. That means it's not inherited. It starts random with the children. And currently we're connected to around 300 individuals around the world, mostly children under the age of 9 that are living with Jordan syndrome. Some of the characteristics include global developmental delays, high risk of seizures, speech delays, low muscle tone. It's a very long list of symptoms that our children have to deal with on a daily basis.
So I can imagine that this can be a little bit confusing, or at least disguised in some ways as autism. Is that something that comes up with parents?
Absolutely. It's we have a lot of children that had been misdiagnosed or diagnosed as something else for a long time before the gene was discovered and linked to Jordan syndrome. So autism would be one of them. Epilepsy, we're seeing early onset Parkinson's with some of our younger adults. So there's really, before 2015, there was no link to Jordan syndrome. And so all the work is new. And that's why we want to come out and tell our story and say it could be something else and encourage genetic testing so families get their actual diagnosis.
Yeah, that's why this conversation is so important. Even though this is a rare disease impacting several hundred, a lot of parents could be wondering some of these questions. You bring a unique perspective to the table because you're not just the executive director of Jordan's Guardian Angels, but this has touched you personally. Your daughter has Jordan syndrome. Tell me how you found out about this and how are you dealing with all this?
So our daughter Yara is now 9. She got her diagnosis 7 years ago. She was just over 2. And we're lucky in the sense that we were diagnosed early enough and we're able to support her on this journey. She's had to work very hard from the moment she was born. She's had to fight to take her first breath and really has been working hard to reach milestones that come so natural to most, even her little brother. So we've been, all in, and that's part of being all in. Is as parents, we were told just go and love your child. There was just 6 known cases in publication at that moment, and it just wasn't enough. And the work through Jordan's Guardian Angels is, our way as families to say, even though we're rare disease, we need attention. Every one of our child deserve the right support, the right treatment, and that's what we're here to do, to fight to get them there.
Well, she's lucky to have you as a mom, that's for sure. Talk to me about the foundation. What are the efforts underway right now, and has any research been done on this?
So the foundation, Jordan's Guardian Angels, was actually founded by 2 parents as well to Jordan. The syndrome is now named after that sweet little girl. And the whole point of the foundation is to drive towards a treatment and towards a cure. And we've been successful in forming a team of researchers. We have 10 institutions that are partnered with us on this, and they work together as a collaboration. And that's very important, and that's really has helped us move the science very quickly in the last 5 years. Traditionally, information is not shared across institution until publication. And we said our kids don't have that luxury of time. We need to move quicker. So our team has been collaborating and sharing data in real time, and that moved us at a lightning speed. And within 5 years, we're very close to, we're talking mice clinical trials this year and human clinical trials coming up in the next 12 months.
Yeah, God willing, that's going to be important data. I want to talk about this fundraiser, this global fundraiser that actually started this week, this initiative for folks to give $1. Talk to me about it. Maybe we can inspire folks, A, to learn about this, but B, to contribute.
Yeah, so the JGA One in a Million campaign, we launched it this week because it's Rare Disease Week. The last day of February is Rare Disease Day, so there's a lot that happens this week. But our hope here is to get as many people as possible to learn about Jordan syndrome and to just donate $1. So that's our way to reach out and tell families and undiagnosed families. There's hundreds of thousands of families that are undiagnosed or misdiagnosed that need to know about Jordan syndrome and find their home with us. But also that's our way to raise awareness and also funds. Our goal is to raise $1 million. As I said, we're getting very close to clinical trials, and we want to have the funds to support every single family that we know of and connected to access the trials, to be able to get that treatment for their children and really be part of that life-changing journey.
Yeah. jordansguardianangels.org. I hope you get the money and the research done as you need. Give your little girl a hug for me. I'm a mom, too, of a little girl, so sending you much love. Carole, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.